Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like, and I love it, it sounds like you're adding a tremendous level of value to folks, whether or not they become a client of yours or not. You're just very happy and excited to add value to their business, to give them information that they may not necessarily be getting elsewhere. Is that fairly accurate?
Totally, Eric. It's informational age right now, you
Right.
know, and that's how people buy things. They look for information, they do their own research. So for me, I'm just trying to get the information in front of people, firsthand. If I be able to do that, I create a brand, I
That's
build
right.
clarity, and they start hearing combine. If I provide good content, good information, they're gonna rely on us, and that build credibility.
Welcome to the Rockstars Rocking podcast, powered by Voluntary Disruption, a show dedicated to people who are crushing their business and life goals. These are bite-sized conversations with leading rock stars in their respective industry who are pumped to share their story to help drive you to the next level. So, are you ready to rock? Speaking of rock stars, here's your host, Eric Silverman.
Hey, rock stars, welcome back to another episode of Rockstars Rocking. That's hashtag Rockstars Rocking. And boy, am I with the rock star of all rock stars today. Everybody meet my good friend, Donny Woo, CEO of Combined out of the greater Los Angeles, California area. Donny, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Eric. Glad to be here.
Oh, man, I'm so fired up. I'm so excited to have you. For those of you that don't know Donny was actually just recently nominated as one of 5 Broker of the Year finalists in the insurance world by BenefitsPRO magazine. Now, let me tell you something. This is one of the most prestigious industry trade publications, if not the most prestigious industry trade publication for the employee benefits and insurance world. And he was nominated as the top 5. Think about that for a second. The top 5. There's tens of thousands. I don't know, Donny, hundreds of thousands of brokers out there, and he's the top 5. The finalists, the actual winner, will be announced. Frankly, I think in the next few weeks, later in August, I guess. And I'm pulling for you, my friend. But what I wanted to dive into, if you didn't mind, is I want to talk about the nomination in general. Like, what are you doing in Southern California that is knocking the socks off of the editor-in-chief, Paul Wilson, at BenefitsPRO magazine? Because, dude, there were thousands of people that were nominated, and you were one of 5. Did I mention one of 5? Donny, tell us your magic. Tell us what's so special going on at Combined, my friend. And don't be shy.
No, Eric, I was surprised I got nominated this year. I love BenefitsPRO magazine. Every year I look for the finalist article, and I just love I love their stories. I can always relate it to them.
Sure.
I guess I had a great year last year. It was a collective effort from our staff. The marketing worked out well, generated a lot of leads. Our sales guy, closed quite a bit of account. So it was a great year for us overall. I've been doing this for 30-some years now.
Wow.
And last year was the best year ever.
So talk about the leads you get brought in. I know you do some creative things. Nothing so creative that anybody else couldn't do it. So share with other brokers, your colleagues that are trying to learn from you. What are you doing that is allowing your business to grow and bring in so many inbound leads?
Sure. I try all kind of marketing, throughout the last 5 years. Want to see if I can generate, leads for our agents. And so I started about inbound marketing about 2 years ago. And it was just thoughts. I see how the company did it, and they had a tremendous success. So I said, why not? We're in the insurance business, we're B2B. So I just come up with a plan and plug in all the pieces, and you just start working. And we just, do a bigger and bigger scale. That's how it goes. Yeah.
So I believe you do a number of things. One of the things that generates a lot of leads is you put on, I don't know if it's weekly or monthly or semi-monthly, like webinars and and information type sessions that you invite your marketplace to join. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, totally. Webinar for sure generate the most leads. Yeah.
Okay.
Like ever since the pandemic happens back in late March, I would say we did about 6 or 7 webinars. Mm-hmm. We also sent out, multiple email campaigns. We got praise from our clients, because our information is pretty much firsthand. That's our goal. We want to help our local business, Mm-hmm. So when there's a new law, new order came out, we got that information out right away. Sure. And we'd be able to attract, a lot of audience, and they rely on our information, and which I'm very, very happy I'd be able to make some contribution to local business.
Yeah. So it sounds like, and I love it, it sounds like you're adding a tremendous level of value to folks, whether or not they become a client of yours or not. You're just very happy and excited to add value to their business, to give them information that they may not necessarily be getting elsewhere. Is that fairly accurate?
Totally, Eric. It's informational age right now, you know, and that's how people buy things. They look for information, they do their own research. So for me, I'm just trying to get the information in front of people, firsthand. If I be able to do that, I create a brand, I build clarity, and they start hearing combine. If I provide good content, good information, they're going to rely on us, and that build credibility. So I realize that,
Yeah, no, I don't disagree at all. And, it's interesting because there's a lot of folks in various industries, Donny, that actually don't practice that. Insurance and benefits for sure, but a lot of people in sales and marketing and people that own businesses like you and I, a lot of times they're more closed, whereby they only want to share that magic secret, that magic special sauce with an actual client where they sign a formal NDA or confidentiality agreement. And the reality is you hit the nail right on the head, my friend. We are in an information age. They can access, quite frankly, any and all information that you or I could provide them. But the reality is when you, as an example, like you said, when you're making it easy for them to consume and easy for them to digest, you're putting it at their fingertips via email or any other communication methodology, you're saving them the terrible trouble and time of trying to research and figuring it out on their own. That's the magic right there, in my opinion. And that's why you're getting so many inbound leads when you do these webinars and all the other various things that you do.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed, Eric.
So let me ask you a question, because we've talked offline a little bit. You have a really cool story. So you've been in the insurance and employee benefits world for the better part of 35 years?
33. I'm not that old. 33.
Okay, excuse me. So 30 plus years, 30 right? Plus. And you're going strong, and things are better than ever, and you're growing. But your background is certainly not insurance. I don't believe. Let me ask you, as a little boy growing up, did you go to your family and say, "Mom, Dad, I want to sell insurance for a living"? Is that the words that came out of your mouth?
I want to be an NBA player.
See, even better. Perfect. See, but like me, I don't know about you, but I'm more vertically challenged. So to be NBA wasn't going to work for me. So Donny, you were not born in the U.S. Can you tell us how you made your way over to the States, where you're from, and how you really got started in the insurance world?
I was born in Hong Kong. I grew up in Taiwan. I came here with my mom when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
So I lived down south for a while, like Tennessee, and I came to California. After college, I came to California, I looked for a job. And I got introduced to insurance by a friend. And when I was 22, I just tried to do, you look for a job, at the same time, career. I got lucky, and I got introduced to insurance. I just fell in love with it, Yep. And I started with the life insurance. I was working on the carrier side. And then about 2 years later, I started, get involved with employee benefit. I was doing employee benefit and life insurance both. And I've been doing that for a while, for good 10, 15 years. Yeah. Then I started with, then I opened up a casualty P&C division.
Oh, wow.
The HR consulting.
That's awesome. So talk about that for a second. Like with your business and your book, do you as a company focus more on health and benefits, P&C, payroll, HR? Is it a pretty level across the board, or as a company you have one that's bigger than another?
Employee benefit, I would say that's a big part of it. The payroll and the PNC side, pretty even, and we have a small part on the HR consulting.
Gotcha.
And I created this name Combine. It was Combined Benefits.
Sure.
And then we rebranded about a year ago, and because we have 4 different divisions, that means 4 different websites. It's just too much.
Right.
So it's rebranded, and I called it Combine. And basically, the name matched what we do. We're combine all services and the one-stop shop to service our clients.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And let me ask you, when it comes to your employee makeup and your culture, the people on your team, I've had the pleasure and privilege of getting to know a couple of your producers over the course of the time we've known each other. And what I've noticed is how much loyalty and respect they have for you. And I mean that in that, you have folks that have been with you since, if not the beginning of starting Combined, if not the beginning, at least very early on. And a lot of them are very similar to you and also similar to me in that they didn't have a dream of being an insurance person. I didn't grow up wanting to be an insurance person. I accidentally fell into the insurance world when I was 19 years old, no different than when you accidentally fell into it when you were in your early 20s. So I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong and elaborate, but I feel like your story about how you started in the insurance world resonated with some of the younger folks you brought in who have been with you so long now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very diverse staff, and that's which I love about,
Right.
Especially potluck time. You get to try all different kind of food. Fun.
I need an invite. I'm hungry.
Oh, for sure. You're welcome any day, Eric. And I have, I have my share of turnover. I learned from my experience,
Sure.
my past. And my employee taught me a lot of things too. Taught me how to be a better leader. Hold myself accountable. So the effort came from both parties, my staff and myself. And we have a common goal and just try to make this company successful. Servicing our client, provide the best quality service.
Sure.
For our clients, and yeah, we'll be able to do that. We work on the common goal, and we strive, to be the best.
Absolutely. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you sharing a little bit about yourself, your background, your experience. I can't congratulate you enough. Just even being nominated in the top 5 Broker of the Year finalists for BenefitsPRO magazine for the year 2020. That in and of itself is an award and a major accomplishment. I hope you're as proud of yourself as I know your team members are of you and their collective combined effort. So I'm going to wish you well. I'm going to wish you nothing but the best. Moving forward, we're going to find out, drum roll please, we're going to find out in the next many weeks who gets crowned the total overall benefit broker of the year for BenefitsPRO. But again, regardless, it is quite the honor, and I hope you see it as such.
I feel extremely honored just to get nominated.
Yeah.
I think my fellow finalists, they all done amazing thing to get here, so everyone deserves to be Broker of the Year.
Absolutely. Well, I couldn't agree more with that. You got some stiff competition, and they do in you as well. And it's going to be fun to see who ultimately gets crowned the winner. Donny, how can people reach you if they had a question or they wanted to check you out or pick your brain? I know you're a giver, and you always are welcome to for folks
Sure.
to connect.
They can email me at donnywoo@combinedca.com.
Donny Woo at combinedca.com. They can check out your website, combinedca.com. And listen, man, I appreciate it. For everybody that was listening today, assuming you found as much value in it as I did, please leave a comment anywhere around the screen or that you're looking at it, depending on which device or which platform you're watching. And if you have a question for us, let us know. And if you're consuming today's episode via a podcast, Audible only, please feel free to, it'd be great if you could leave a 5-star review. That would totally rock. So with that, as I always say, Mr. Donny, you know it by now. Don't just have a great rest of your week. Make it a great rest of your week. Thanks, bud.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Rockstars Rocking Podcast. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you consume podcasts. And if you feel so inclined, please leave us a review. 5 stars would totally rock. Until next time, Rockstars, keep rocking.